This is the Tigers POSTCAST, your instant game reaction for the Detroit Tigers. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
Make it 5 in a row for the Detroit Tigers. They secure a series win over the Kansas City Royals, a season series win over the Kansas City Royals. He can go for a sweep tomorrow. How about that? 10 of their last 12. It's a 4-2 win over the Kansas City Royals and a beautiful night in Comerica Park. Jake Riepma, welcome into a live Locked On Tigers postcast. This is your Tigers post-game destination, free and available wherever you get your podcasts, and of course on YouTube as well. It's all part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team each and every day. The Tigers stay hot. Nice start from Chris Paddack. We will discuss that. The bullpen has been nearly flawless, and oh yeah, another torque bomb. Andy Ibanez providing some insurance as well, and a nice game from Jake Rogers. That's all next, so buckle up and dial it in. And as always, it's a collaborative environment. We invite you to get into the comments, as so many people already are, which we love to see. Make sure you like today's video. That helps us get it out to the masses, and go ahead and subscribe if you haven't already, because now is the time. The Tigers are playing some tremendous baseball. They've won 18 of 25 overall, and the playoffs are right around the corner, with the Tigers just securing and extending that huge lead in the American League Central, 11.5. Cleveland's getting beat right now by the Texas Rangers. And of course, the Tigers just beat the Royals. So all good things, any way you slice it. Buckle up and dial it in. And we begin where we always begin. Our biggest talking point after a 4-2 Tigers victory. It's always fun discussing a win, and like many times, there's multiple big things to get to. So without further ado, our talking about segment.
This is what you'll be talking about.
It's just good baseball. That's how you would summarize tonight and even yesterday, the comeback win. But you get an early lead and a nice home run from Spencer Torkelson, and the pitching staff was just solid. It was really, really good. You love to see it. The clutch double play out of the bullpen from Tyler Holton, that was huge. Andy Dirks in the broadcast booth, if you're listening to the TV broadcast, basically spoke that one into fruition, which was awesome. Doing the little things right. The McKinstry scoring from first base on a single, but it was a hit and run, placed perfectly from Jake Rogers, getting all the way around second to third and into score from first on that play was absolutely huge. And it turned out the Tigers needed that insurance run, because those guys, they drive Mercedes too. Bobby Witt Jr., Bobby Baseball, pretty good. He goes yard, but it didn't end up costing this Tigers team because of that extra run. So when you're in the midst of a 5-game winning streak and you're playing the brand of baseball that the Tigers are, you need contributions like that on a nightly basis, and they are getting it. Contributions up and down the lineup, as well as the pitching staff. And as I mentioned, the bullpen that has been so good. So one of those games that just checks so many boxes for me. And, you know, it's funny. I look at some of the comments, and I've taken some heat for my negative response to the Tigers trade deadline. And see, you didn't trust them. They knew it all along. And I'll gladly wear that. I'll get on the Locked On Tigers postcast every single post-game show and admit I was wrong if it means the Tigers go on to win and achieve their goals of World Series. I will gladly. I will be the clown emoji. I will wear egg on my face, whatever it is, if this baseball team continues to play at the level they are. I would be glad to lead the parade. And what's the gif of Mr. Rogers putting on the clown face? If that's my post-trade deadline take and what ends up happening, I'm happy to wear that. So, and you'll be happy to know the right show card is plugged in and ready to go. I saw some people really upset about that the wrong background was up for a portion of the show yesterday. So we're all over it today on a Saturday on the Locked On Tigers postcast. A doubleheader if you missed our Locked On Lions squad show. That was following the Lions preseason game against the Houston Texans. We got tons of stuff going on the Locked On Detroit family of networks. So again, my apologies for having the wrong lineup card on the show background yesterday. It was really, really deteriorating towards the show, and we were barely even able to move on after that. That just costly error by me. But appreciate everybody tuning in. The Tigers win. Chris Paddack gets the win on the mound. You love to see that. He's now 4-11 on the season. They got to Michael Wacha, who the Royals bullpen, this is a team that had won 10 of 14 coming in. I mean, the Royals were playing some great baseball, had the second best record in all of baseball since the All-Star break, and the Tigers have just taken care of them. It's as simple as that. And when you talk about what makes a really good baseball team, it's playing good baseball against other good teams. And that's what the Tigers are showing. But my goodness, we got tons of comments to get into. Let's do that now. There's so many of them, and I appreciate everybody commenting in. And oh yeah, AJ Hinch deserves a lot of credit as well. And try not to be the one that refuses to give AJ Hinch credit. I think when he deserves it, I'm very vocal about that. And he pushed all the right buttons again tonight. The Andy Ibanez pinch hit home run, absolutely clutch to add a little bit of insurance for this Detroit Tigers team. Rich is up next, and I appreciate Rich because he reminded me to give some credit to AJ Hinch. AJ pushing all the right buttons again. Andy, huge add-on bomb, Torque bomb, and how about some love for Torque's D, baby? Absolutely. Division, I always got love for Torque's D. Division over, all eyes on getting a bye from today on. That's right. That becomes the focal point of the focus, is to get that first round bye. Sean Gray, nice win. Cleveland getting beat bad right now. Tigers 11.5 lead in division. Let's go Tigers. There you go. Appreciate that from Sean. Fishing with Shredders. With the lead in the Central at 11.5 games, when do we start talking about a magic number to clinch? That's a great question. I'm not one to talk magic numbers until maybe the final 2-3 weeks of the season. And obviously, if the Tigers continue at this pace, maybe we can talk sooner about a magic number. But I mean, it is at the point where you feel really good about where the Tigers are at, of course, but let's pump the brakes a little bit on the magic number talk. Sean Gray, this team is so fun to watch. Indeed. Jason Walter, good win. Another blind ump. Yeah, it was really bad. I mean, that Dingler strikeout on that lengthy at bat, I don't know how many pitches it was. I think it was for sure a double-digit pitch at bat, and Dingler had fought. And then in a full count, takes one clearly off the plate, but gets rung up on a strike 3 call. So that was a major bummer and not fair. It was 15 pitch at bat. Wow. According to Levy, wild to witness regardless of the less than ideal outcome. Indeed. Demetrius McNeil is up next. He said, Jake, 2 weeks ago, we were worried the Tigers division lead was down to 3 games in front of the Guardians. 11 of the last 13 games, including take 2 games over the Royals, 3-game sweep coming up. There you go. Yeah, listen, I was worried. I absolutely was. And when the Tigers were in a 1-12 stretch, I was absolutely worried. And if that makes me crazy and negative and a bad fan and everything else, okay, I'll wear that. But I also will tell you exactly what I'm thinking. And in that moment, I was absolutely worried. And I don't think I was the only one. Maybe I was. Adam Combs up next. Great win tonight. Finally, Jake Rogers did something. LOL. That's right. Adam is a Jake Rogers. Let's just say, I don't want to use the term hater, but we're not the biggest fans. And I'm with you there. But it was good to see Jake Rogers make some plays at the plate. Another great offensive day, even though we only scored 4 runs. The plate discipline was unreal. Chris Paddack had it under control tonight. Yeah, and there's maybe some truth to the theory we had about Chris Paddack, where his 2 rough outings were against the Minnesota Twins, obviously his former team that knows him oh so well. Sean Gray, teams that bats look way different now than they did during the losing streak. Great to watch. Indeed. Lego City Dad is up next. He says pitching has been fantastic for the Tigers. Dingler and team was robbed on that called 3rd strike. Thankfully, Ibanez gave us that insurance run. Very well said. All right. Dante's up next, 5-game win streak. You love that. Guy Merritt, he's a regular on the Locked On Tigers postcast. How about that strike call on Dingler? Wow. That might have to be our biggest talking point. I mean, I know we've talked at length about the unfortunate strikeout on Dylan Dingler, but man, we are upset about that one tonight. Joel Jackson with some more truth to my theory, or backing up our theory. I think we all collectively share that theory. Joel Jackson says the only reason Paddack was pitching bad earlier is because he was facing the Twins and they are familiar with him. All right. We've got a lot more to get to. And Jason LaFawn says Tigers are so happily frustrating. I don't know what is so frustrating about the Tigers when they've won 11 of 13. I wish, by the way, if I said 10 of 12, that's my bad. 10 of 12 was last night. It's 11 of 13. Gary Myers is up next. Yes, so big in the playoff picture. Go for the sweep. Stay in front for the number 1 seed. That's what the Tigers are shooting for. You got to love it. All right. I wish I could get to every single comment. I can't. The clock is ticking. Let's keep the lights on at Locked On Sports. That's the least we could do. And then we will close it out with a look at tomorrow's starters as the Tigers go for the sweep, as well as our turning point and our player of the game. That's next on a live Locked On Tigers postcast. This episode of the Locked On Tigers postcast is brought to you by 5 Hour Energy. That's right. Listen up and listen good. It's time to fuel up and turn it up with 5 Hour Energy Transfusion. The grape, ginger, and lime flavored shot brings the iconic taste of a golf course favorite to a non-alcoholic boost. Perfect for sinking birdies or making great memories with great friends. It's a hole-in-one for your energy game. Whether you're on the course or just need a little extra push to power through your day, 5 Hour Energy Transfusion delivers the clubhouse flavor you love without ever leaving the green. And, you know, there's always those wild, memorable moments out on the course. I remember my first birdie. It was insane and gave you that nice boost of adrenaline. Well, golf is all about good times with good people and good flavors. The grape, ginger, lime flavor of 5 Hour Energy Transfusion gives you the best parts of your clubhouse go-to without leaving the course or chasing down the bev cart. Now you can amp up the fun even more. Just buy, snap, and enter for a chance to win a dream golf trip for 2 to any golf tournament in the USA. Tee up that trip. Visit 5hewin.com for full rules and entries. No purchase necessary. Excludes the Masters tournament. Ends October 31st, 2025. And we cruise right along on a live Locked On Tigers postcast after a 4-2 win over the Kansas City Royals. So happy. Whoa. Is that a little voice crack? Don't mind me. Just over here going through puberty through the Kansas City Royals. You got to love it. A 5-game win streak for the Detroit Tigers. How about our turning point?
Time to reveal where the game was won or lost. It's the turning point.
Couple of instances here. I'm going to go one offensively, and that was Zach McKinstry taking the extra base and scoring from first on a hit and run. It's going to go down as an RBI double for Jake Rogers, and it was in the gap, but the speed at which McKinstry went around the bases to score from first, a lot of times that exact hit is a single, and in fact, nobody is scoring from first on that type of hit. That turned the game and gave the Tigers a nice little 2-run boost in the insurance department. They needed it because obviously Bobby Witt Jr. with the solo home run. And then I'll go ahead defensively and add the double play that Tyler Holton was able to get when he came in relief, because you enter with 2 men on and 1 out, first and second, but still such a critical part of the game. And for Holton to come in like that and induce Lofton into the double play was huge, because at that time it's a 3-2 game. And with runners at first and second and 1 out, obviously the threat is in scoring position, the tying run. And it was just a tremendous job from Tyler Holton to finish that inning strong with the double play. The game turned. So tremendous job and our turning point from a pitching perspective. How about our player of the game?
This is the Locked On Player of the Game.
Couple of options here, and given the discourse around this individual, when he has the type of game that he did, I think he deserves some love. So how about 2 runs batted in, 2 hits for Jake Rogers, called a whale of a game behind the dish as well. We'll make him our player of the game. Nice little honorable mention for Chris Paddack, 5 innings, allowing 5 hits, 1 earned run. He struck out 1 and walked 1. So total team effort tonight from the Detroit Tigers, which you absolutely love to see. And other things you love to see. How about Adam Colum here, my main man? With Jake Rogers' performance tonight, I'm buying his jersey and becoming a fanboy. LOL, I love it. Good stuff, good stuff. Gary Myers, good point here. I like Vest as our closer. Hopefully it stays that way. Yeah, and that's the sign of such a great relief pitcher in Will Vest, where it becomes routine. It becomes expected. When what he did tonight, he just casually comes in, and it's not the everyday routine of a closer where they're just asked to pitch the 9th inning. Will Vest is asked to do so much more than that. He gets the final out of the 8th inning and then pitches the 9th. It's his 19th save, and plows through the opposition and mows them down with such routine and makes it look easy. I know it's not, but he makes it look easy, that you just have that comfort and stability in the back end of your bullpen that is just invaluable. So absolutely. I appreciate that comment from Gary Myers, because I had not mentioned Will Vest yet. But hey, how about a little series sweep tomorrow? The Tigers have a chance to do that. And on the mound tomorrow, it's Jack Flaherty for the Detroit Tigers. Nice little pitching matchup. And Seth Lugo for the Royals. So 1:40 first pitch. We'll be on the air immediately following. And as always, make sure you subscribe to the Locked On Tigers podcast. Check out the daily episodes with Scott Bentley. And on the weekends, kick it back with me on the post-game show, the all-week post-game show. We try to do as many of the post-game shows as humanly possible. So once again, Tigers, boy, they're playing some great baseball. 5 in a row. You love to see it. And 11 of their last 13. They secure a season series win over the Royals, as well as this specific series, and we'll go for the sweep tomorrow. All good things in the Motor City. Cannot complain. Can't wait. Make sure you check us out tomorrow. We'll be back with you. Until then, have a wonderful rest of your evening and get home safe. Thanks as always. Go Tigers, and we'll talk to you next time on the Locked On Tigers postcast.